This is a book talk for Summer of My German Soldier by Bette Greene. What would you do if the American government decided that your hometown would be a good place to set up a Nazi soldier prisoner of war camp? A prisoner of war is someone who has been caught by the other side during a war. So in the case of this book, these were Nazi soldiers who had been caught by the American soldiers and they had become prisoners. They were sent to America to live in a forced labor camp. When these German soldiers arrived at the prisoner of war camp in Jenkinsville, Arkansas, Patty Borgen's life changed forever. Patty was a normal 12-year-old Jewish girl. She lived in Jenkinsville, Arkansas. Her parents owned a general store where they sold all sorts of things to people in this small farming community. Patty's parents were strict and very often were very hard on Patty. They were devout Jews, so they hated the Nazis who were trying to wipe out the Jewish people in Germany. One day, the Nazi soldiers came into the general store to buy some hats. Patty's parents were definitely not happy about serving the Nazis. Patty helped one of the soldiers who bought some pencils and paper and a pencil sharpener. Right away, Patty noticed that this soldier was not like the other ones. He had different colored hair and eyes, and he was the only soldier who could speak English. His name was Frederick Anton Riker. He began talking to Patty, and Patty was always very curious, so she asked him lots of questions about where he learned English and about his family. Patty liked Anton. She liked him because he looked at her. In Patty's words, he was looking at me like he saw me, like he liked what he saw. At first she was nervous to be talking to him, but after just a few minutes, she was convinced that he was not a Nazi. He was too nice to be a Nazi. Before the Nazis left the store, Anton told Patty that they would meet again. Soon enough, Anton does meet Patty again. Patty sees him running through the field behind her house. She invites him into her hideout. Her hideout is what she called the old house behind her house where the slaves had once lived. But now it was just Patty's place to play. Patty brings food to Anton while he is hiding in her hideout. He had just run away from the prisoner of war camp. Anton and Patty become good friends. Over time, they even begin to fall in love. But how long can it last? He is, after all, on the run. He is an escaped prisoner of war. If he were caught, he would be sent back to camp or possibly even killed. If Patty is caught helping him, she could get into trouble of her own. And there are her parents to think about. What would Patty's parents do if they knew she was hiding a Nazi in their own backyard? How long can she keep Anton safe? How long can their friendship last? Will Anton ever get to go back to Germany to become a doctor? Will Anton and Patty get to be together like she so desperately wants?